What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. This video is also brought to you by two things. Since we don't do any sponsorships here on the channel, I'll go ahead and chill them out real quick. The first is my music, which is available anywhere you stream music under the name Aftersound, and the second is a new podcast I just launched called Chasing Infinity. It is myself and ChatGPT as my AI co-host, and we dive into a wide range of topics in short-form videos just like these. So check it out. Links in the description below, and I appreciate the support. All right, guys, doing a follow-up on the DEC liability that comes from reward cards, and I'm specifically focused on Chaos Legion this time. This was a request coming out of that video, and I did not rely on ChatGPT. I relied on my own analytical skills here using Excel or Google Sheets, whatever this is, and essentially just put together what a much more accurate look at what Chaos Legion is doing, the damage that it could potentially cause with the remaining cards. Now, if you remember last time, it was just a rough number. We were looking at about like 1.6 billion, but I was looking at everything and I wasn't even counting gold foil cards. So that was a big piece of it because I was counting, like everything, including a lot of the older cards. And then with gold foils, I wasn't really counting the additional BCX that were coming in from that. But this time around, I did. It's much more accurate, and we're only looking at Chaos Legion, and you'll be surprised to know when I go down here that the new number is actually still 1.6 billion. But we can dig into this a little bit further now because I have much more detailed views on each of the cards, the rarities, and all of that. So let's take a closer look here, and what I'm going to do is, well, you know what? Let's just keep it like this. So you can see here I have this sorted by rarity, and at the top you can see the damage of, like, let's say the legendaries, right? So overall, the legendary cards, if you see all the way in the column to the right, the new legendary cards, right? So Jared Scar, Venador Kinjo, Countess Sinesh, those combined are at about 90 million DEC that can be minted. The other three, the older ones, Jin Bilgeka, Harclaw, and Jin O'Shaughnessy, are at maybe close, a little bit under 300 million. You can see 96, 94, 96. Now, what's interesting about these, and I will say gold foils in general, are always going to have that utility on land. And unless people got a massive kind of deal on gold foils, I don't believe we're going to see a lot of gold foils burn. Have we seen them burn in the past? Absolutely. But you can even see here, right? Like from the old cards, because this last column here is how many have been burned. Even the old legendary cards, only 22, 26, 20, right? Out of all the BCX that have been minted. So that's like less than or around 1% of the BCX that's currently remaining, right? That you see over here. I don't think that we're going to see a lot more of those get burned just because they were never really trading below value anyway. And they're always going to have value on the market and or on land. So I think that's going to be the case for a lot of the gold foils. But again, if you just want to look at, for example, like the regular foil liability, it comes out to like 240 million for those. And if we just want to take a look and break this down, I should have done this at the beginning, but it's about 1.1 billion for all regular foils. Let's say every regular foil in the game was burned today. It's 1.1 billion, right? The gold foil is going to be 526 million, 527 million. We can round up. Now, keep in mind, obviously, we're not going to burn through all of them. People are using these cards either in their collections or on land or for whatever the case is. And if we get this new hardcore mode coming up, that might be a reason for people to hang on to their extra cards as well. But it does represent a significant amount of DEC that we would have to eat through. Again, I don't think people are burning a lot of the older cards, right? Untamed, Alpha, Beta. It just doesn't make sense. I don't think those cards were ever trading, significantly below their burn value, and people weren't farming them, right? There's not as many cards out there. So it's really just Chaos Legion, and this gives us a much better viewpoint overall. So if I had to estimate this, if I had to really look and, if I was sitting on the team and thinking to myself, like, what's the potential damage here? I probably would discount gold almost entirely, right? Gold foil. Like, yeah, sure, maybe you can consider a little bit of that. But there's just too many opportunities for gold foil, and it's not worthwhile unless you were a bot or a bot farm that farmed a ton of them, which I don't know, maybe they did, and I don't know why they would have waited when we had DEC at peg like earlier in the year. Why wouldn't they just have burned everything and sold off then? Who knows? Whatever the case is, that's what it is. Maybe we consider it, maybe we don't. This is the number I'm more interested in here. This 1.1 million from regular foils. And I'm almost thinking, if you want to kind of round up with where we're at from, include some of the gold foil liability along with the regular foil liability, knowing that people still need these cards for their collection, right? People still need these cards and want them for whatever, whatever it is that they're playing the game, or even on land, or whatever the case is, right? We're not going to be burning all like 6 million, 7 million like Pellicord Deceivers. We could burn a lot of them, right? But I don't think that we're not going to burn all of them. So my like top of the line that I would feel comfortable, top of the line baseline that I would feel comfortable estimating in terms of the damage that could come in is not quite 1.6 billion. I would probably put it like 1.1, 1.2 billion if you want to include some of the gold foils in there. Again, is that a lot? Is that a little? I mean, in the context of where we're at right now, it's a significant amount that we would need to eat through, right? And I don't think that at this point, I don't know that Rebellion is going to be able to do as much damage. I'm hoping that Conclave Arcana will when that does come out, but that's another 6 months away, and we could have another 6 months of choppiness if we just continue to see every time DEC get close to peg, we get a massive burn and sell off, burning of these cards and then sell off of DEC that pushes us away, right? So we'll have to wait and see how things go. Obviously, we have the promo cards coming up, the auction promo cards. So we have Hall of Legends promo cards, we have the auction promo cards. We have Conclave Arcana later next year. We have hardcore mode, glamour. There's a bunch of things and land that could potentially eat up more DEC. But at this point in time, that is the amount. And again, what I like about this is that it is a finite amount, right? In the future, reward cards won't be doing this kind of damage because in order to get them into the ecosystem, you're going to have to unlock them, which means you're going to pre-burn DEC at a very high rate. Which it wouldn't make sense for you to burn those cards back into DEC unless things just absolutely collapse within the game. And I'm not saying that we can't get there. I'm just saying it'll be much more difficult for us to get there and for people to just farm cards like that. So at this point in time, 1.1, 1.2 billion DEC is where we're at. If you consider the fact that I think we are sitting on, a lot of DEC extra right now, I'd like to see us burn another 500 million. We are also getting another 600 million thrown back into the ecosystem through this upcoming proposal, which looks like it's going to pass for Conclave Arcana. I mean, we're looking at like another 2 billion DEC that we need to burn or find a home for, right? Whether that's in the burn wallet or that's back in the DAO. And I don't know that we're going to see that necessarily until Conclave Arcana, but hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully there's, if the market starts to pick up, people start to buy into Rebellion. But that is all I have for you guys in this video. Just curious to get your thoughts on this and where you think we're going to go. If you think my estimate is correct or if you have your own, would love to hear it. But that is all I have. I'll catch you all in the next video and see you around the game. Take care.